Hello students, today we are going to discuss about nomenclature of coordination complexes. Okay, nomenclature is indication of naming. Okay, so IUPAC, International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. This organization gives a naming for different compounds in the chemistry. So IUPAC name is unique for any compound. So now coming to the rules for the nomenclature. Okay, firstly while naming any complex, here we are naming only complexes. Okay, naming of complexes firstly involves the naming of ions. Okay, so in case of ionic complexes, we should name the positive ion first. Then it should be followed by the negative ion. So I am giving you one example here, K3FeCN6. Okay, in this complex, K3 is present outside the coordination sphere. So if I break this compound, it becomes K plus FeCN6 on top minus 3. So here K plus is positive ion, FeCN6 3 minus is a negative ion. So I should name the positive ion first. Next I'll move to the negative ion. So I'm naming this potassium. Okay, potassium. So here cyanide present 6 times. Hexacyano. 6 means hexa, cyano, ferrate. Okay, oxidation state should be indicated in the brackets. Okay, anyway, these rules will learn. Basing on the rules will name the compounds. This is just example for positive ion and negative ions. Okay, second example I am giving you CrNH36Cl3. If I break this compound, it will become CrNH36 top plus 3 and Cl minus. Here positive part is CrNH36. So I should name this first, and finally I should name the anionic part. Okay, so hexaamine, here 6 times amine is present. So hexaamine chromium, in brackets I should mention the oxidation state, and finally I should give the naming for negative ion, that is chloride, hexaamine chromium 3 chloride. Okay, this is the naming of what? Ionic complexes. Okay, now if neutral complex is given to you, how to name a neutral complex? Okay, the name of the complex is written in only one word. Okay, I'm giving you this example, NiCO4, nickel tetracarbonyl. This is a common name of nickel tetracarbonyl. If I comes for IUPAC naming, here I should name a ligand first, then I should move to the nickel. So carbonyl group present 4 times. So tetra carbonyl nickel 0. It is a neutral complex. So oxidation state is 0. So I already you know how to calculate the oxidation number of different complexes. So you can calculate the oxidation number and you can write the oxidation number in brackets. Okay. Now you can see CONH3 thrice Cl3. Here you can observe only this is a neutral complex. There is no any other atom outside the coordination sphere. So it is a neutral complex. There is no charge observed on the complex. So I am writing this first. Triamine, trichlorocobalt 3. Here also while naming any complex we should follow the alphabetical order. Okay, so that's the reason I am giving name for amine first, next chloro. So 3 times amine is present, so it is a triamine, and next chlorine is present 3 times, so it is a trichloro, and cobalt. Cobalt is main central element, so cobalt 3. If you calculate the oxidation state, you will get 3 as a oxidation number. So finally you should mention the oxidation number in the brackets. So this is about first rule in the IUPAC nomenclature. Okay. The naming of coordination sphere. Already we learned how to name the ionic complexes. So now coordination sphere. So here ligand should be named first, then it is followed by the naming of central metal, and oxidation number should be mentioned in the brackets. So you can see this example, CrNH36 top we have plus 3. So firstly we should name the ligand NH3. So amine, it is amine. So 6 times amine is present. So hexaamine chromium. Okay, hexaamine chromium 3. This is the oxidation number. It is mentioned in the brackets. Always remember oxidation number should be mentioned in Roman numericals. Okay. So whenever we are naming any coordination sphere, Remember, first we should name the ligand, next we should move to the central metal, and finally we should mention the oxidation number in the brackets. This is a naming of coordination sphere. Next, coming to the naming of ligands. So ligands are again classified into different types in the nomenclature. They are positive ligands, negative ligands, neutral ligands, and organic ligands. So I'm giving the naming of positive ligands first. So the positive ligand NO plus is named with a nitronium, NO2 plus is named with a nitrium, NH2 NH2 plus it is named with hydrazinium, and next coming to negative ligands ends with O. Okay, always negative ligands ends with O, positive ligands ends with IUM at the end. You can see nitronium, nitrium, hydrazinium. Okay, coming to the negative ligands. Negative ligands, chloride. Here you can see chloride. Normally in many nomenclatures we name this as a chloride only, but here in IUPAC nomenclature of coordination complexes we'll get the different term and it ends with O. So Cl minus is named with a chlorido. Okay, and CO3 2 minus ends with a carbonato. Carbonato is the ends ending with O, and C2O4 2 minus is the oxalate. It is named with oxalato, and CH3COO minus is acetate. Actually, we are naming it as acetato. Okay, and OH minus is hydroxy group, and it is naming with hydroxo. Okay, this is the naming of negative ligands. Still there is a continuation of neutral ligands and organic ligands. The neutral ligands and organic ligands. Okay, neutral ligands and organic ligands has no special ending like positive ligand and negative ligand. So we know that already positive ligands ends with IUM and negative ligands ends with O pronunciation, but here we won't give any ending, but normally we'll write the names of the ligands here. So NH3 will write amine, H2O will write aqua, and CO will write carbonyl. These are neutral ligands. They have no charge on it. But organic ligands, how will you identify? They contains carbon and hydrogen. So organic compounds are made up of carbon and hydrogen nearly. So we can say that C6H5 as an organic ligand. C6H5 we can name it as a phenyl. C5H5 and we can name it as a pyridine. CH2, CH2, NH2, NH2. This is ethylene diamine. Already have seen this in a bidentate ligand. So bidentate ligand, tridentate ligand, tetradentate ligand, they comes under complex ligands. Remaining all comes under what? Normal simple ligands. So next coming to alphabetical order. Alphabetical order will be there. In case of two or more times same ligand is present. Otherwise sometimes two or more ligands are present in coordination sphere. In such cases we'll follow the alphabetical order. I can give you here. See, amine is present, nitro is present. Amine present 3 times, nitro present 3 times. So first I'll give preference to amine basing on their alphabetical order. Next I'll move to nitro. Okay, this is alphabetical order, and we have to give the numerical prefix. So if same ligand is present 2 or more times, then I should give di, tri, tetra and penta, continuation like that. So same ligand you can see NH3 present 3 times and NO2 present 3 times. So I'll give this as a triamine. 3 times amine is present. Trinitro, 3 times nitro is present. Triamine, trinitro, cobalt 3. You can see the example here. Aqua. Aqua is present, water is present 6 times. So hexa, aqua, manganese. So its oxidation state should be mentioned here, that is 2. Okay. So this is next coming to complex ligands. If complex ligands are present, I should give the prefix as bis, tris, tetrakis instead of di, tri and tetra. You can see CO, En3, NH3 twice, Cl3. So here I'll give the naming as tris ethylene diamine. Okay, tris ethylene diamine, cobalt 3 chloride. So it is a structure. Tris ethylene diamine, cobalt 3 chloride. So ethylene diamine is complex ligand. So that is the reason I am giving tris as a prefix. So 3 times ethylene diamine is present. Tris ethylene diamine, cobalt 3 is the oxidation state of this complex. and trichloride is coming as a last part. Okay, this is about nomenclature. Now we have discussed the rules of nomenclature. Okay, so we know how to name the compounds now. So there are some cases negatively charged complexes are given to you. Okay, so negative part of the complex ends with 8. For example, I am giving you this one, NiCN4. On top we have negative charge. In such cases, tetracyano, 4 times cyanide group is present. So tetracyanoniclate 2. So it is ending with 8. Negative part is given to you. In this naming will be given. Okay. So FeCN6, on top we have 4 minus hexacyanoferrate. So you can see 6 times cyanide is present. So hexacyanoferrate. Ferrate 4. Okay. Charge is given 4. So now sometimes bridging ligands are given to you. Already you know what is a bridging ligand. A ligand which connects the two metal atoms at a time. Okay, for that prefix will be used mu. Okay, this example I'm taking. First I'm giving tetraamine cobalt. So 4 times amine is present. Tetraamine cobalt. 3 is oxidation state of cobalt here. So mentioned 3. So now I'm indicating with mu for this bridging ligand here, and H2 and NO2 both are bridging ligands. So mu amido and mu nitro. Okay, mu amido, mu nitro, tetraamine cobalt. Well, again tetraamine cobalt 3 nitrate. Okay, tetraamine cobalt 3 nitrate. So this is a naming for bridging ligands. Okay.